Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO44 coming at you with another video. Okay, so Lakers, Wizards tonight in Washington, and we're coming off of the best win of the season, if you ask me. The Los Angeles Lakers got an overtime victory against the Toronto Raptors yesterday in a game where Scotty Barnes put up some of the best numbers: 31 points, 17 rebounds, 6 assists, and we were still able to win, overcome all of that, and ultimately get a victory with heroics from, of course, Russell Westbrook with the big time three to send us into regulation, and of course, really everyone on the team chipped in. We had some guys missing, and Wenyen Gabriel stepped up huge and had a career high 17 points, only missed one shot. And, you should just be very excited about what that player can do for us going forward at that forward position, center position rotation. So, excuse me, I'm extremely happy with that victory. I'm not going to overrate what it means in terms of us overall, but it does show us what our team can do when we adjust our rotation just a little bit and go with more size, and ultimately, bringing in young talent, as I've been suggesting for the past couple of weeks. This is what can happen when you call up a guy who maybe doesn't have a reputation yet, give him an opportunity, and he's hungry because you've scouted him out to be hungry. And you bring him in and let him do what Wenyen is doing. Get those minutes, earn those minutes, and show you what it is he can do. And I think we found a player. I think Wenyen Gabriel is a guy who can be our small forward, for the time being, of course, while we're struggling to find talent. And then going forward into next season, when we start thinking about who can be on our roster, we can pencil him in as a small forward, small ball center already. And so we know that's going to be something we need to do. And that's why the process for building that roster begins now. And so I'm excited about that. Obviously, we found things with Malik Monk as well. Austin Reeves, THT's been playing better as of late. I think he'll be able to go tonight. He's questionable and did not go last night. Braun is considered questionable for tonight as well. So we'll just kind of just curb our expectations as it pertains to those guys, because it's a back-to-back. So you just don't really know what the Lakers will do in that regard. But going up against the Washington Wizards, clearly this is a team, like I said, we played them last Friday and didn't go our way. But, you did not see great performances out of Kyle Kuzma and KCP. And I think those guys are going to want to redeem themselves a bit from what was not the greatest performance at the Crow. So I know that Kuzma's in a great spot right now, playing well. They kind of cater a lot of what it is that they do to his game, and ask him to do a lot more than we did. And it's just been it's been great. He's been rebounding more. He's been scoring more, hitting big shots, making his presence felt defensively as well. And he's just turning into a really nice all-around star-level player. And at this point, I would imagine he's going to have a pretty good outing tonight. Keep an eye open for Porzingis as well, who's working his conditioning back. I think the process of him trying to get himself back to being who it is that he wants to be in this league starts now. Obviously, things didn't go well in Dallas. I don't think they're too unhappy to see him away from what some of the reports are saying. But otherwise, this is a fresh start for him. And, with us having the size issues that we've had, one would think if we don't give ourselves a healthy dose of Wenyen and Dwight tonight like we did yesterday, this could be a good night for a guy like Porzingis to shine. So keep an eye open for him as well. Daniel Gafford is somebody who's been not mentioned as much as he should have been. He's a center for this team and is very capable of catching lobs, rebounding, blocking shots, and just giving you a lot of boards. I mean, a lot of boards. So he's somebody that I'm keeping an eye on tonight as well. A guy that I didn't mention in much at all, if at all, for this team last week when we played them was Denny Advija as well, and that's someone who's coming along. Missed a lot of time last year, I think, with a broken leg, but all in all, is still a lottery prospect with Swiss Army knife-like talent, can play some defense, and can slash the basket pretty well. Still developing, but he is capable of going to another level that we have yet to see. So I always am concerned when we go up against guys like that, because I think that our defensive issues, though we fixed some of those yesterday with some fantastic sequences, the team that we've been all season is a team that allows for guys like that to shine. So what I'm hopeful for is that we can kind of take a page out of last night's book, get off to a really good start, and then kind of pounce on top of this team in a way that we did last night and carry that momentum forward. Extremely happy that we got a victory on the road. Obviously, we've had an 11-game losing streak on the road, many game losing streak against Toronto particularly, and to just get a victory there meant a lot. In front of Drake, all of that. Now, turn around and don't even get a chance to really relax because obviously it's a back-to-back with the Wizards. So the Wizards are not as good as Toronto if you're asking me. Not comparable at all, comparable rather. This is a lesser squad than we beat, period. But they do have some players that are going to rival what they provided in terms of size, and they have a lot of shooting on their team as well. So you got to keep an eye open for a guy like Corey Kispert. Ish Smith is somebody you're going to be paying attention to tonight. Rui Hachimura is somebody you definitely want to keep an eye on. I expect him to play very well tonight. So, I like this Wizards situation, not as it pertains so much to their roster, but more so just how their team is constructed and what they can do going forward with their cap. They have one of the better situations if you're a GM out there right now. So you just love their future. Obviously, Bradley Beal is still hurt. He will not be there available for them for the rest of the season. But I do expect that he would probably be moved anyway. I don't think he's going to be playing anymore for this team. So you love with the prospects and then what a return may be for him, coupled with their lotteries, coupled with their cap space. They just have a good situation. So whether they win tonight, lose tonight, make the playoffs or not, I don't think that really matters to them. The point is to just continue to develop the players that they have, particularly the lottery picks that they've picked up over the last several years, and just keep Porzingis healthy. That's obviously a very important thing for them as well. So, this is a team, like I said, they're playing at home. And even though they won the game last week against us, I'm pretty sure that with some of the individual performances of guys who've played for the Lakers, they want to come back and put on a better show in front of Bron tonight if he's available. So I'm expecting a big game from Kuzma. Crash the boards. We had a good outing yesterday on the boards. As I said, we played more size. Obviously, Wenyen was a big part of that. I don't know. I think he's going to be questionable as well tonight because he did tweak that ankle last night in the third quarter, I believe it was. But ultimately, I think he was so excited to be out there playing as well as he did that whatever that ankle injury is, if it ain't going, if it ain't real bad and he can go, I'm pretty certain he's going to be very eager to get out there. I just don't have, unless it swells up, I'd expect to see him out there. He's just he's in a good stretch run. This was his second start in the NBA yesterday, and when you play that well, and mind you this, he got in early foul trouble. He would have probably increased his statistics quite a bit if those fouls would not have been called on him. And the fact of the matter is, he went out of the game with that third foul, having been 7 for 7. So, it's important that we just continue to keep that momentum going with him, continue to give him those minutes. I understand that Carmelo Anthony also will be out tonight, so that opportunity will be open for him. And you just feel great about what the Lakers have in those individual young players. It's only a few of them, but you feel great about them. So hopefully they can continue to play well tonight. See Malik Monk attack the glass as he has been attacking the paint, rather, is what I meant, just continuing to score and grab rim. Russell Westbrook, boy, were we happy to see him succeed last night. Even though some of the troubles were there, you could see he wanted it really bad. He needed that. And I just can't help but notice that he plays better away from the Crow. Like he doesn't play the same way at home as he does on the road, and I think that may play into our favor tonight as he goes back to the Wizards arena. I'm not sure what they call it, but back to that arena where he played last year and had a really good season. So I'm pretty sure this homecoming will be pleasant, and I'm pretty sure he'll want to play much better than he has at the other homecomings in terms of the Rockets and OKC, and played well in those buildings this year. So I think he will. I think he'll carry that momentum forward. I don't think he's out of the woods in terms of the can't get right stuff. I'm not going to lie to you. We saw a lot of that up until that shot. In fact, the very play before it was an air ball 3-point shot that was ill-advised and ill-timed. So we still have to manage him just the same. But it's good to see him have a good night where he can just be the hero and feel the glory of that feeling once again. So I've watched a lot of highlights on Russell Westbrook as of late, trying to remind myself of what player he was, and it's just the rhythm that he's playing out of right now. That ultimately stands out. The jump shot, the rhythm from which he plays, it's not the rhythm that he's running right now. And he just needs to find his muscle memory once again in the rhythm that he runs. I don't think our team is incapable of running that rhythm. Or I don't think our team is incapable of running the pace that he would otherwise like to play at with our young players. He just needs to get his mind right. And I think last night probably was a great step in that direction. The thing about Russell Westbrook that I know is he has two levels: Hall of Fame or the floor. There's no middle ground. Either he's giving you triple doubles at a rapid pace consistently, or he's giving you everything we saw this season. So I have to think that the old Russell Westbrook, the same person he's been for 15 years, except for this season, is going to come back around at some point. And when he does, it's going to be hellified for whoever. If he's on our team when that happens, it's going to be fantastic. If he does it for somebody else, it's going to be fantastic. I think the thing for him is just finding that comfort once again, finding the rhythm once again, reminding himself who he is, healing up from whatever injuries he's hiding from everybody, because I hear there's injuries that he's not really dealing with, and get to that point where he's back to being himself. Once that happens, his conditioning is always there because he's an A1 athlete with great genetics. Getting used to his body, I think that he found himself at the cup yesterday, finishing stronger. His layups that have been missing fell yesterday. He just needs to find his muscle memory with those jump shots. I've seen Russell Westbrook hit 3 and 4 3-point shots in a row. You've seen him ring off 2 and 3 mid-range jumpers in a row. I think the problem is, when does he have the opportunity to get in that rhythm with this club? And I think LeBron James is doing a much better job as the season is progressing of kind of playing with him, standing back off of him, learning how to let him do what he does, living and dying with his mistakes, and letting him find his confidence. Over the next several games, especially as we continue to play on the road away from the Crow, I think it's going to be important for us to continue to try to find opportunities to balance out managing him and still letting him be himself. And when he finds himself in situations like last night, and most of the time it ain't going to go your way, but this is still an NBA Hall of Famer with 15 years experience doing this. And at some point in time, it's possible he turns back into who he was. And it can happen overnight, and it could last forever. So that's the thing. You just hope that he figures it out. Because when he does, we already know who this is. We know what he's about. We know what he can do. And whether his athleticism is there or not, that relentlessness, his fight, his willingness to plow into others and get to the line and things of that nature, it's not going away. I wish it translated to the defensive end, which is the biggest problem of all. But it doesn't, and you just got to live with that. So that's what it is, man. I'm happy that Russell had a great night. I'm happy he's going to be headed back to familiar territory tonight, where he can get some applause and some appreciation. And I think it's going to be a good night for the Lakers. Even if they don't necessarily win, I think the momentum from the type of win that we had last night can carry them forward for the rest of this road trip. And, we'll see what happens. BDF 44. Don't know what time this game starts. I should have checked. And is there anything else I want to mention? Austin Reeves, please continue to shoot the ball. Don't hesitate. Don't think twice about it. Stanley Johnson, keep playing defense. I don't care if you only score 2 points a game. If you're getting 3 steals a game, that's good enough. Welcome back, everybody who's coming back, particularly Avery Bradley, somebody who's been playing fantastic for us over the last couple of games. A big reason why we won that last game. Very pleased with his production. And, that was it, man. Very happy to have good news for a change. BDF 44, everyone enjoy the game. Peace.